So last class was on Windows frames and actions class. So far we have been doing limited actions, that are we were hardly clicking a button or clicking on some drop down element or sending or entering some text data into text box. But there are many other things which we can do, which we generally do on a browser. Okay, so that is all the mouse actions, which include clicking, click and hold, release, so double click, move to element, drag and drop, context click. So these are all the actions that can be performed, mouse actions. There are other mouse actions too, but I have picked some important actions. Similarly, there are keyboard actions like typing some data, pressing some key. Okay, so, key up and key down. Key down is equivalent to pressing some key. Key up is equivalent to releasing some key. In that, the keys can be divided into modifier keys and non-modifier keys. There are different ways to handle modifier keys and non-modifier keys. Today we are going to discuss about these things. Okay. So to handle mouse actions and keyboard actions, there is a class in Selenium called ActionsClass. Okay. So the topic name is actions. We'll create a new package called actions. That I'll create a class with mouse actions. Okay, so click, we have been doing it simply clicking on some button or some element which is clickable. Okay, then we click and hold, that is equal to clicking and holding it without releasing it, then release, then double click, move to element. So these are all the actions that I'll give examples of these things today. Okay, we'll start with this move to element. Later I'll explain this click and hold, release, double click, these things. Okay, so we'll start with move to element. Okay, we start. Continue group load. This laptop is little slow. Okay. Okay. So if you see this these tabs at the top, so what I am doing is I am just mouse hovering on it. I am not clicking it. So this can be achieved using the action called move to element. So in order to do this, what I need is the locator for this element. So what is this element? Tutorials. So before that, I'll create a method public void move to example. Okay, move to example. So I'll annotate this with @test. So I'm telling test engine that this is a test. Okay, first I'll create a driver. I'll go with new Chrome driver. Sorry. I need to import WebDriver. So before that, I need to set this property, system dot set property. Please be patient. We'll settle this tomorrow. This first one is WebDriver dot Chrome driver. So this is the name of the property that Selenium looks in order to locate the Chrome driver. Where is Chrome driver? So in the same drivers, I have physically place this Chrome driver.exe, just pointing this property Selenium WebDriver Chrome driver property to it. 1 second. Okay, Chrome driver. So driver dot get. What is the URL that I need to open? This is the URL. Okay. So once I open, I need to locate the element which I need to driver dot find element by. So we'll just see if there is any. This is the tutorials. There is a relative XPath for that. I'll go with by XPath. Okay. So next thing I need to do is now I know the element. I need to do mouse over on that element. So before that, I need to create object of actions class. New actions. So this is the constructor. To this constructors, okay, there are 3 constructors for this class. See, actions keyword, actions WebDriver. We need to use the second constructor. We need to pass the driver to it. So basically, I have created an object of actions class. To that constructor of that class, I am passing the driver that I have already instantiated. Okay. So next, actions dot. See, there are many actions in it. Click and hold, context click, double click, drag and drop, get class, key down, key up. So there are many things. So these actions include both mouse actions and keyboard actions. Okay. Now I am interested in this move to element. Move to element. To this method, I need to pass the element on which I need to mouse over. What is the element? This is the element. Okay. So after doing this, we need to do this build dot perform. So this build dot perform, this build actually compiles the action, perform actually executes the action. Okay. So just remember to put this at the end of actions. So in this class, when we see other examples too, you'll come to know how to use this build dot perform. So perform. Now what I'll do, I'll just type system out println done. So just to tell that test run is completed. Happened. there is version incompatibility.
భజన స్క్రీన్ బ్లింక్ అవుతుంది. స్క్రీన్ ఇట్లా బ్లింక్ అవుతుంది మాకు.
స్క్రీన్ కనిపించట్లేదు సరిగా.
బ్లింక్ అవుతుంది ఫోటోలాగా. బ్లింక్ అవుతుంది నీ స్క్రీన్.
శివ
స్క్రీన్ మొత్తం బ్లర్ అవుతుంది, అదే బ్లింక్ అవుతుంది.
ఒక నిమిషం. నా దగ్గర క్రోమ్ వర్షన్ చాలా పాతది ఉంది. కనిపిస్తుంది అప్పుడు నీట్గా స్క్రీన్?
లేదు, స్టిల్ అలాగే ఉంచుద్దాం.
కట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ చేస్తాం. హలో, ఇప్పుడు నీట్ గానే ఉందా?
హలో
హలో, ఇప్పుడు స్క్రీన్ నీట్ గానే కనిపిస్తుందా?
బాగుంది ఇప్పుడు.
డీబగ్ మోడ్ లో రన్ ఓకే కంప్లీట్ రన్ అయిపోయింది యాక్చువల్లీ డీబగ్ పాయింట్ పెట్టలేదు నేను. ఓకే సో ఓకే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఆగింది కదా. సో యాక్చువల్ నేను ఇప్పుడు ఈ లైన్ చూడండి, యాక్సెస్ డాట్ మూవ్ టు ఎలిమెంట్ ఎలిమెంట్ వన్ బిల్డ్ డాట్ పర్ఫామ్, ఇది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తున్నాను చూసారా, డన్ అయిపోయింది, ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ అయిపోయింది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ మూవ్ టు. ఓకే నౌ హియర్ see there are other elements too. Okay so if you try to locate the element, suppose if I want to locate this element, if I want to locate this element, then first I need to do is mouse over on it, then locate this element. Without doing this mouse over action, if I try to locate this, the test case fails. Let's see that. Okay so this is element, this is ruby. Okay so I'd like to locate the ruby. Okay so I'll rename this to tutorial element. Then I will locate the second element, web element, ruby element, driver dot find element by xpath. So what is the xpath expression? This is the one. Okay so suppose let's see what happens if I click on this ruby, nothing happens. Okay so what I will do, I'll click, there is no click action on it, so only thing is mouse over it has. So I'll do mouse over on this ruby element too. How to do that? Again see this actions object, you don't need to create it again and again. For this entire class or for this entire test, one object is sufficient. So I use the same actions object dot move to element. What is the element? Ruby element dot build dot perform. Okay so now I'll run this. Failed. What happened? Okay first I'll do this, then see this second one also got opened because I have done a mouse over action on this ruby element. Okay, so this is how you need to do. So if there are n number of chains like this, mouse over again on this, then clicking on, finally you need to click on this. Okay, so for that, first you need to mouse over on this, then locate this element, then mouse over on it, then locate the element you want to click, then click. Okay, this is how we need to do. Suppose if I do this without doing this mouse over on this, suppose if I want to locate this Ruby element without doing this action, then this test case fails, because this is visible only when you do this. Before doing that, it's not visible. Don't forget to do that. So this is about move to okay, then we'll see the example of drag and drop. I'll create another test. So this time I'll name it to drag and drop example. Okay, in it I'll create the actions object. I'll create here itself. Okay, then web element. Okay, in order to do drag and drop, we need an element which is draggable and can be dropped onto some other element. So there is one element here in this practice form. See, drag me, drop me. I can drag this onto this drop. Okay, see, okay, it is dragged and dropped onto it. The same thing, if you want to do using Selenium, you can do that using actions class. So before that, let me locate the elements. So basically this page was not working on Firefox, but no worries, just to locate the element I am using this. Okay, so here what I will do, source, okay, and it has the xpath this. Similarly, I will create a target element. Okay, now you have both source element which we need to drag, and target element where we need to, until where we need to drag that source element. Now it's time to use the methods present in actions class. Okay, what is the method that we need? Drag and drop. See, source element and a target element. So what is the source element? Source element. Target element is target element. So now you call this method. After that you need to do this build and perform. You just type okay. Before that I make this first method. Okay, sorry, we need to move to this place. So we need to go to practice form. Okay, okay. So here I am doing this. Okay. Okay, we'll take the example of this. There's something wrong with this practice form. Okay, it's not working as expected. So I just pick another page which has this drag me. Okay, this is draggable view. And where I need to drop, I need to drop here. Okay, and before that I need to go to this space. Okay, see, it has dragged from here and dropped it here. Okay, so this is how we need to do drag and drop. So the same drag and drop, there is another way, second way to achieve that without using this drag and drop method. How to do that? Okay, basically this will help you understand the other mouse methods. That's why I'll explain this. Okay, so we'll explain the second way to do this drag and drop. Example 2. Okay, how to do that? So the same thing. Okay, now I have source element, a target element. Instead of using this actions drag and drop method, I'll try to do it in another way. Dot, see, click and hold. Okay, what is the element that I want to do? Click and hold, source element. Then dot, move to element. What is the element I want to move to? Target element. Okay, dot, there I need to release the mouse. Okay, then I need to do this build dot perform. So basically, see, I am doing multiple actions. Okay, first one is click and hold, second one is move to element, third one is release, build, perform. Okay, let me run this. See, the same thing I could achieve using the other methods. Click and hold. What I want to click and hold? Source element. I need to click and hold. Then move to target element. There release it. Then do build and perform. See. So far, in the above examples, we did only one action at a time. See, if I go to first, here I am doing only move to element action. Okay, then here also I did only drag and drop action. Here, see, I did multiple actions: click and hold, move to element, release, build and perform. Okay, so now I'll explain why build is needed. So when there are multiple actions like this, then we need build. If there is only one action, we don't need build. So what build method does is, when there are multiple actions, it compiles all the actions and make all the actions ready for execution. Then this perform method runs it. Okay, build method compiles all the action. This perform method actually executes those actions. Okay, so this is about the second way to achieve drag and drop. Okay, now we just saw, we know what is click, we know what is click and hold, just now we know what is release. Double click, it's just like any another double click, we don't need to do, we don't need to look into example of that. Then move to element, we just saw this also. Drag and drop, we just finished that. Now context click. So what is a context click? If you see, okay, the right click is nothing but a context click. So sometimes, see, many times when you actually browse through any web applications, you tend to use this context click. What you do, generally you might click on some link, okay, or something, and do something like this, open in new tab. Okay, suppose if I want to achieve the same thing using Selenium, how to do that? So for that, there is a method called context click. Okay, how to do that? So here I would like to do a context click on these services and open it in new tab. How to do that? So before that, I need to locate this element. Okay, I don't need two elements here, I don't need this. I just name it context element. It can be located using the XPath. Then time to make use of actions object, actions dot, see there is context click. So since I need to do context click on some web element, I'll do this. Okay, what is the element on which I need to do this context click? Okay, dot build, okay, dot perform. Okay, there is only one action. Okay, still I am using build dot perform. Just make it a habit of using this build dot perform. Okay, so if whether it is a single action or multiple action, just use build and perform both, even though build is needed when we use multiple actions. Okay, let's see until this point what happens. See, it did context click on this services thing. Okay, now if we want to click on any one of these things, how to do that? We'll see that. Okay, generally when we do context click, there are up arrow and down arrow in your keyboard. If I click down arrow, it by default scrolls through all the options present there. Okay, now the same thing I will do. What I will do, I send a keyboard event, okay, which is equivalent keyboard event or keyboard down arrow press event. Okay, down arrow press event from the keyboard. How to do that? Okay, so I did context click. Then before doing build perform, what I will do, dot send keys dot arrow down. Okay, dot, after that I need to send keys dot enter dot build dot perform. Okay, what I did, first I did a context click, okay, on this element, then I am sending this key. What is that? Keys dot arrow down. Then that means I am clicking down arrow key once, then clicking enter or pressing enter. Okay, so that means context click, then do a down arrow, then enter. It should happen this thing. It should open that link in new tab. Let's see by executing this. Okay, wait. So after clicking arrow down, context click, we send a wait. So that means I want to wait for 1 second. Okay, so that context menu is open, and after for clicking arrow down also I'll wait for 1 second. The action dot context click. Wait. Okay, now I will execute this step. Okay, basically it's losing focus. Let me run this again. Okay. So what I'll do, I will first I'll do context click without this. Okay, so I'll do only context click, then I will do send keys. So I actually divided these actions into two things. First I am only doing context click, then I am doing this arrow down and enter. So each one should have its own build dot perform. So basically that event is not going on this this here. So it's basically going on this this is happening something like this. So instead of why this is getting open here? Do it in a different way. Dot move to element. What is the element I need to? Then I just do a context click on it. Somehow the focus is not going into this here. See, context click is happening, but
Hello, Sidhu. After that, you have to keep the mouse over there, right?
actually,
After context click, the mouse over will be go there in that.
so for
context click.
context, so this is not actually a web element.
Okay.
We cannot do mouse over on this.
Okay.
So this is a different case. Suppose if there is something like the other example that we have seen, okay, where those are basically web elements. If you can mouse over on it. See here, this thing is not a web element.
Okay.
So you cannot mouse over. Only way to handle this is by right click on it, then do a key down.
Okay.
It scrolls down like this. There is only one way to do that. Somehow, when we do through Selenium, what's happening is that arrow down event is going on this web page like this. It's happening like this. If you observe, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, so it was not going on that thing. Maybe something to do with the web page. Ideally it should work, so somehow it's not working. Okay, we'll try to identify why it's not working. Okay,
Okay.
it worked for me many times.
ఇది
Ah,
నువ్వు ఆ సర్వీసెస్ ఆప్షన్ దగ్గర తీసుకోవాలి కదా
ఆ.
అంటే ఆయన అన్నట్టు
ah.
మౌస్ సర్వీసెస్ దగ్గర తీసుకోవాలంటే ఫస్ట్ మౌస్ ఓవర్
Okay, నేను explain చేస్తా. See, don't get confused with this thing. Okay, see, these are all again web elements. They present in HTML. Okay, I can mouse over on it, but when I do a context click, see, this is different and this is different. Okay, you cannot do mouse over on it because there is no web element associated with this thing. This is browser's thing. Okay, this is not a web page thing. Okay, based on web element you get different options over here. If I click on link, I get some option, different option over there. Okay, if I click on just text, I get some different options. Okay, we'll just try on this demo sites. So in general, when you actually work with Selenium, you get these kind of issues only. So few things work on some place and they don't work somewhere else. We just need to identify it's not working and fix them. Okay, here web element is this thing. Okay, in this I just change the web page and the element. Here also it's happening in the same way. Okay, now we'll let you know in the next class what's happening. Okay, in the same way, if you need to go to the third element, suppose in this context menu, if I want to click on first option, I need to press the down arrow only once. If I need to go to the third option, I need to press the down arrow thrice. Okay, how to press the down arrow thrice? Just add the another method, another thing like this. Okay, so basically I have pressed arrow down 3 times. Okay, then pressing the enter. Okay, this is how we can navigate to second option, third option, like that. Okay, this is about context. These are all mouse actions. Basically today my plan was to finish both mouse actions and keyboard actions, since